There was a sister we had in our Abuja church. I've told you this story before. She suddenly came down with cancer. And she didn't tell anybody. She didn't even tell the church until it escalated and became very terrible. She was down before she sent us information. And then we began to pray for her. We went to her house, we prayed for her, and then I and my wife and I think one person or so, we came to the church and we began to pray for her. And then the Lord spoke by prophecy and said, I have healed my daughter. Tell her I have healed her. She will not die. She's going to recover of that cancer. And she will stand in church to praise my name. And so we went to the house and prophesied over her and told her, this is the word of the Lord. You are healed. You are delivered. The cancer is swallowed up. And I tell you, miraculously, this sister began to recover. Now, previously, they have to bundle her to the hospital for chemotherapy and all of that. But from the time we prophesied to her and downloaded the information from heaven into her operating system, her operations changed. And instead of declining, she began to recover. And she got to a point where she began to get up by herself. She will cook by herself. She will go to the hospital for checkups and for treatment by herself, which she couldn't do previously. And she was getting better and better. We will visit her. She will be strong. She will talk to us. And we were all excited that this sister is fully coming out of what was troubling her. Until one day, the devil showed up. She was referred to another hospital to see a certain doctor there to explain some things. And she excitedly went there. She went with her brother. Her brother escorted her. They walked into the hospital. She sat on the chair facing the doctor. And then the medical doctor began to download fresh information to her about how terrible cancer is, about how many people died recently, about how people hardly ever recover from cancer, and began to explain her how bad the cancer, the very type of cancer that she has, how bad it is, and how that the captives of such cancer hardly escape from the cancer. By the time that medical doctor finished downloading and removed his flash from her system, this sister could not get up from the chair where she sat. True story. They had to get wheelchair to remove her from the doctor's office. She walked into that office herself. But when negative information was downloaded into her, fear took over. The Bible says Peter was walking on water at the word of the Lord. But when he saw the boisterous wind, he became afraid and began to sink immediately. When that sister heard those negative words, she became afraid and began to sink immediately. Somebody that walked into the hospital was carried out on a wheelchair and put in the vehicle that took her back home. And they laid her down on the mattress in her room. And the brother called me, and I drove down there and entered and said, what's happening? Why is she lying down? And then he told me exactly what happened in the hospital. And he said to me that when they left the hospital, he was trying to encourage his sister, but his sister said to him, my brother, don't worry, all of you have tried. You have all tried for me. Don't worry, I am ready to go. The information she received changed her mind. It corrupted her system. And I said to the brother, no, I know what God told me concerning her. She shall not die. And I laid my hand and began to pray. And the first thing that I observed was that it was like I was pouring water on stone. It was not penetrating. And so I stopped immediately. I knew she was gone. I went back home and I told my wife, I said, that sister is gone. She's dying. My wife said, no. God said, I said, I am telling you, she can't survive. My wife refused. She insisted. He said, take me there. I said, yes, ma. I put her in the car. I drove her to the sister's house. And then I parked outside and sat outside. I told her, you can go. She went inside. And after a while, she came back outside. And I said, how far? She said, that sister is gone. Her heart was no longer open to the right information. She was ready to go because she downloaded a wrong information into her mind. A few days later, the sister died. The same sister that had started recovering, the same sister that had gotten up and was getting better, when she encountered and accepted and embraced negative words, she began to sink again.